Our Juhu automobile sold more than 16,000 units in September, a substantial increase. Among them, T's small car is an absolute incremental product. But what about T5? As a medium-sized, pure electric SUV product, it is its pillar model. What do we know about Juhu cars? Actually, there are a pair of Gemini S5 and T5. The S5 will be younger and targeted at those young groups. If the P5 is an SUV product, will it actually be targeted at some families? And we know what about these two cars? There is a feature, 800 volts plus 5C are all given to you. What about this model of the 150,000 class? Still very curly, right? The Alpha T5 used to be pure electric, but now it supplements its additional products. But we know that at such a size and within such a price range, the competition is still very fierce. Especially its competitors, whether it is extended range or almost hybrid, have a very low price. But let's take a look at the extended range version of this Alpha T5. What kind of strength does it have? So let's first share with you this car. What versions are its multiplier and pure pad? First of all, there are two versions of Zhengcheng. The maximum pure electric battery life is 215 kilometers, and the comprehensive battery life of CLTC exceeds 200 kilometers. It should be noted that they all use a charging time of 30% to 80% of the exclusive battery 3C of Xiaoyao Zhengcheng in Mingde times. 15 minutes is enough. And what about its 0 to 100 acceleration? It takes 6.5 seconds when it is fully charged, and even if it is 7.6 seconds when it is out of power, it is a very good result. The pure electric battery life is 560 kilometers, 660 kilometers, and 705 kilometers respectively, all of which are CATL batteries. So what about here? The 660 kilometer and 705 kilometer versions are equipped with a global 800 volt architecture, as well as 5C batteries that illustrate the German era. In this case, its charging time is less than 10 minutes, and the maximum power can reach 370,000. Therefore, the pure electric version is still a very large upgrade compared to the previous one, but even the entry-level version with 560 kilometers, well, it also uses CATL's 3C battery, so the charging time is still guaranteed. Okay, let's take a brief look at the appearance. First of all, what about the size of this car? The length of the car is just less than 4.8 meters, and the wheelbase of 2845 is relatively close to the previous H5. At the same time, it is larger than the Plus, so in terms of size, it will bring its internal space and have a better guarantee, especially the wheelbase is relatively large. In addition, this color, lava gray, is also a newly added color. This gray is not as dark as AMG's, but it is also very textured. Everyone thinks it looks good or not. The other is Zhengcheng. In fact, if you look at its front face, it is very closed, and it doesn't look much different from a pure electric model. However, this place is still an active mountain. When heat is needed or air intake is needed to cool down, it will open, but when it is not in use, it can also reduce the wind resistance by 1, so it is both beautiful and practical. Do you think this styling design beautiful? It doesn't look good yet. Generally speaking, I think that among medium-sized SUV models, it doesn't look that dull. It will also have its own sense of design, including some more personalized design elements. It still looks good, or not in the same sentence. What about this time? This additional version of Alpha T5 uses a chip from H775. What about this chip? On this model, the cockpit and driving assistance share its computing power. What about this car? Currently, you are given 7 high-definition cameras, so it can achieve high speed, even NA in urban areas. So, talking about his driving assistance, we can really look forward to it this time. In addition, in terms of space, whether it is my head, legroom, or the space in the back row, the entire sense of space is very good. And its seats also support a split in the front row. Yes, that is to say, the leg drag and backrest are completely separated, so in this way it can lie flat to the greatest extent. And you can lie flat with one click. In this way, if you want to lie in the back row and have a rest, isn't it also very convenient? That is to say, this medium-sized SUV model has no problem in terms of space. Finally, everyone is very concerned about the performance of its extended range system. At the dynamic level, we put it at the back, but now I can use a few small props to verify it. For example, everyone is most concerned about the noise of the booster when it is in it. Let's show you each. This is really not the dispenser that is broken. The minimum dispenser is 30 decibels, which means that its sound is always kept below 30 decibels. He really didn't spend it. Generally speaking, Zhengcheng's joining gives consumers more choices, but now I only care about two things. The first is its price. After all, its competitors are really cheap, to be honest. The second question is whether its extended range system is easy to use or not. Is there any full power loss, as the official said? The consistency of power is relatively good, and even what is the fuel consumption? Oh yeah. 92 oil.